All right, what's going on, everybody? Well, it's John here, Legend Aircraft, Sulphur Springs, Texas. Not everything can be about what's going on in the factory. We have a really cool visitor to our airport right now, so this video is going to be about the visitor, and you probably saw in the thumbnail already, it's a blimp. So we're going to shoot over here to the blimp, but before we get there, I am making the video that is of us returning. Unfortunately, a lot of it is going to be audio over, like a voiceover. But that way you can just see it's only like an 8-minute, 9-minute long video, but it'll have us flying. And most importantly, it has some footage of me in the front seat of the Nomad because it's awesome. So anyways, you can see just over the hangars there is the blimp. And let's go interview. These guys were kind enough to call me and say, hey, the pilot's here if you want to come interview him. So let's do it. Let's find out about this thing. Come on. All right. Ugh. Oh man.
Sit in the passenger seat here.
Oh, look at this. The right side? So it's flown from the left side, I assume, huh?
Oh yeah, just right here. There's no dual controls. It's just right here.
All right, guys. Well, I'm here with Jake. Jake is new to the blimps, I just found out, and we're going to ask him more about that right now. And he was awesome enough to let me get inside of this thing and give you guys a sneak peek of what it looks like. And Jake, I hope you're ready for questions. I know you're new to this, but we're going to ask you some questions here, buddy.
Yeah, let's do it.
For starters, what's the company called?
So we are Skyship Services, and we're the only people besides Goodyear and LTA Research that still fly airships in the United States.
That's amazing. And let me ask you a question. Is this always Charles Barkley, or are we dealing with a bunch of different stuff?
No, so the ship is actually blank by default, and this is a big decal on it. So we put these on in panels, maybe about that big. They're all numbered, and they all got to fit on in a certain sequence. So when this gets back to the hangar, we peel all this stuff off. It'll be blank, and then the next client that comes along will put their wrap on it.
We're just getting blown around by the wind, I guess, right now, huh?
Oh yeah, this is free to move 360 degrees around the mast based on the wind.
So it just sits on the trailer, and then it just can go willy-nilly anywhere it wants.
So the blimp is the biggest windsock on the airfield.
Yeah.
So if you ever need to know the wind is, look at the blimp.
This is it.
It can move 360 degrees and up and over the mast.
So how is this thing floating right now?
So we have an envelope here, which is full of helium. So it is a lighter than air gas, so it generates buoyancy for us.
For the record, I know the answer to that, guys. I'm doing this for you guys, right? So let's talk about the engines. How many of them? What are they?
So we have two engines on this one. They are Rotax 912s, so 100 horsepower each. Not a whole lot. So we're not built for speed. You know, our goal is to go low and slow. So our goal is not to get from point A to point B. It's to go low, slow, and make ourselves be seen. You know, we're a flying billboard.
So what is an average speed? Like, what are you flight planning for in regards to that, and what's your range?
Usually about, on an average day or a good day, 30 knots ground speed.
Okay.
So if it's slight headwind, maybe you'll get 20 knots over the ground. And anything over 30 is a fantastic day for this thing.
Yeah.
I think we hit about 50 knots ground speed coming here, and that was breaking the sound barrier.
That was it,
That
huh?
was about as fast as I've ever seen this airship go. Yeah.
What is the, is there a VME?
No, so we have things like a max operating speed, and you can see that on the airspeed indicator. It's about 52 indicated.
Okay. And what is it like? Obviously, we can't go on a little test flight, but what is it like when you're up there? Is it real bumpy, or are you just kind of in the riding the wind, or do you feel like you have control of something like this?
So it's not like airplane turbulence where it's sharp, bouncy. It's like you're on a boat in a really rough day, so it's gonna just constantly bob up and down. So instead of sharp airplane turbulence, it's really like you're on a ship. You know, They call it an airship for a reason.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, so instead of water, where the air is the medium. And so after you get off, after about 8 hours, you'll probably have some sea legs.
Okay. Well, I don't want you to give away any trade secrets, but can you show us roughly how this thing flies? Like the controls. Obviously, there's no stick. There's no yoke.
Yeah, sure. We don't have the yoke.
Yeah.
Fixed wing airplane, but we have rudders for left and right, and I'm just going to leave the rudder lock in for now.
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
So just for yawing left and right, and this elevator here looks like a wheelchair. This is for moving down and for moving up.
Okay.
You know, it's all controlled by these wires here. It's all mechanical.
Okay.
And now, the thing about airships, you'll set your heading, you'll get a gust of wind, it'll start drifting off to the right. We'll go full left rudder on it, and it'll take several seconds before it stops and reverse its course.
Really?
Yeah. So you almost have to anticipate certain movements on it.
Okay.
You know, it's.
Do you ever use the engine?
Yeah, so we do get a little bit of asymmetrical thrust
Yeah.
that helps with ground handling. You know, if our crew needs to move it this way, I can add a little bit of right throttle, maybe a little bit of left rudder, assist the crew that are holding it with the lines.
Well, other than that, it's regular. You're communicating with ATC.
Yep.
You're doing all the same stuff you would, and you're a CFI also, right?
Yep.
So, how are you liking this? You're new to this. Is this something you think that there might be more of in the future, or do you think you're kind of like a last of the Mohicans?
Well, they definitely don't have as many as they used to. You know, I think we have 2 active. Goodyear has 3. LTA Research has 2. So there's really not a whole lot of these things left. But I think there are plans to maybe inflate a few more in the future at some point. You know.
Yeah.
But it's still definitely a very niche part of aviation. You know, it's a very, very small community. But I hope it stays afloat.
Yeah, no pun intended.
Yeah.
So, what all did you guys do? I know you guys did the NBA Finals. What are some other things you guys do?
So we, obviously this is the Capital One.
Yeah.
We've done Dick's Sporting Goods, the House of Sport. We've done Subway. We've done Fuji Films. We've done Budweiser in the past. Basically, whoever wants to pay for our services, really.
Yeah. So if somebody's aspiring to be because you actually seeked this job out, correct?
Yes, yes.
So if somebody is doing like you and they're aspiring to be a blimp aviator, is that something you think is still possible?
It is. There's just not many spots for it,
Yeah.
but it's definitely possible. I would say the best way is get involved with the ground crew. You know, they really prefer hiring people that have experience handling the ship on the ground first, and then converting them into pilots.
Yeah.
You know, but in times of need, they also take people off the street too.
Yeah, and would that be you?
Yeah.
Okay, you're the street guy?
I was an off-the-street hire.
Okay.
I went straight from fixed-wing instructing to the lighter-than-air flying.
Yeah, this is amazing. So what else about this thing just makes this different? Like, obviously you're flying fixed wing all the time. So like, what's the difference with this and fixed wing that you can, other than the obvious, like, is it more fun?
Well, it's a mindset. It's a huge mindset change. You know, I really thought I not knew it all, but I was very proficient with single engine fixed wing flying, and I got into this, and it's a totally different mindset. So the fact that you can be lighter than air. The first time I flew it for my interview, I kept looking at the airspeed indicator because it's so ingrained into me.
Yeah, don't want to stall.
Yeah, and every time it kept dropping down, it kind of tensed up a little bit.
Yeah.
Said, dude, you're not going to stall, relax. You know, it's just, I think my first night landing, we were coming in at Smyrna, Tennessee, and we had a temperature inversion. So it caused the helium to heat up, expand, and we got a lot lighter than anticipated. So all of a sudden, we're a lot lighter. We are lighter, what's the best way to explain it? We are lighter than equilibrium, so it wants to rise.
So how would it would hit a cap? I assume you're just not going to go into space. Obviously.
No. But the confusing part was, I am fully nose forward, fully elevator forward. So the ship is sitting like this, but we're not descending.
And you're still climbing almost even.
We're just riding that inversion. And so the fixed wing pilot in me, when you're high on approach, what do you want to do? You want to reduce power.
Yeah.
Pitch for speed, power for altitude.
Yeah, exactly.
But in this, it's the opposite. You're lighter than air, so you have to add power to fly it downwards. So it's a little bit of a difference there, you know. Certain things like that, it's just totally different.
It feels almost wrong, is what you're saying.
It feels wrong, you know. It's so ingrained into me to reduce power when you're high on approach.
Yeah.
And then the way you approach all depends on your static weight too.
Yeah.
So typically we try to land at equilibrium, where we don't want to climb and it doesn't want to sink. You know, the buoyant force is equal to the weight.
Yeah.
So it just flies in nice and easy. Or maybe just a bit heavier than equilibrium, so it wants to land like an airplane.
So the sandbags, I noticed you guys threw some sandbags in here.
Yeah.
The sandbags obviously are counterweight, but like, are you ever in a position where you have to discard them or anything like that?
Yeah, so those are ballast bags. They're 25 pounds a piece. They're filled with lead shot. And yes, if we were to come in over our max static landing weight, we can jettison some of those bags You know, we get as low as we can, wide open field, and we can access this box in flight, and we can toss them out the window.
Okay.
You know?
But obviously you can't add them while you're flying, so you gotta kind of hope that it works out, huh?
Yeah, you can't add them. That's true.
That's cool. So what is all? Do you mind telling what all this stuff is?
Oh, sure. So right here we have our air valve. So what this does, here, I'll stand up.
Yeah.
This allows air in and out of our air ballonnet. So inside of the envelope, we have an air compartment here. So this is kind of like a diaphragm or an air bladder. So what it does, as the helium is expanding and contracting in flight, we're using this to compensate for the volume change.
Okay.
So let's see. Over here, the orange tubes out here,
Yeah.
those are the air scoops. So in flight, we're getting all that prop wash and all that oncoming air.
I see, okay.
And it's feeding it into the air ballonnet.
Into this, okay.
So,
and you're controlling that by these here.
it's keeping it fed. So.
Oh, I see. Okay, it's
Yeah.
forced, almost like a ram air situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so on the ground here, we're not getting any. So we have an electric blower hooked up to it.
Okay.
So this photohelic here, it senses the pressure, and we want this pressure to stay within a certain range.
I see.
So if it detects that the pressure is getting low, it'll click on, turn on the blower, and put air into the air ballonnet. And kind of inflate it more, and it keeps the helium pressure up.
Okay. So can I take one guess as to what the Powerade bottle is? Okay, I figured as much.
There's no bathroom on board, so.
Really quick, guys, I gotta jump in here and tell you that I do a lot of flying. I do a lot of sketchy flying, even in airplanes. I am so motion sick right now. This is crazy. We are just sitting here and moving back and forth, so that takes some getting used to, obviously.
It really does. After the first time I flew it, I was all.
Yeah, you almost feel like I almost feel like we're Katy Perry and we went to space.
Yeah, especially after 8 hours. In
After 8 hours,
oh
yeah.
God, I'll lay down and I'll just keep rocking.
So what is the duration of flight in this?
I mean, it really depends on fuel burn.
Okay.
We can stop and refuel, reballast if we need to.
Yeah.
But also another consideration that we don't have with fixed wing is the crew, the ground crew.
Oh,
because
yeah.
they have to drive. I mean, we try to stay within 25 miles of us.
Yeah.
So we need them to land, right? Or if we have any sort of emergency, we also need the ground crew. So even if we can go 100 miles an hour, we still would have to slow down and wait for the ground crew. You know, so that's a new thing we have to think about.
Describe any emergency in this aircraft. Okay, could it pop? I guess that's a question I want to.
Okay, so
hey, these might be stupid questions, guys, but you know you're all.
This
thinking
is where these valves are going to come into play.
Okay.
So, in the event that the helium is continuously expanding and the pressure is increasing, at a certain point, the pressure relief valve here will pop open. So at about 2.8 inches of water, which is what we measure pressure in inches of water.
Okay.
Water column. So that'll automatically open at 2.8 inches.
And so would that be considered an emergency if that opens up, or like what? So obviously you're used to flying single engine, so when it sputters or something, you go, I have to land in a field. You no longer have that issue, I assume, correct?
Yes, I mean, an engine failure, let's say a single engine failure in an airship, it's not as critical as when you're flying a 172 and the engine goes out.
Yeah, you're not going to get a VMC roll,
No, No, I mean, there's a little bit of asymmetric thrust in this thing, but not like that. Yeah, so really it all depends on the winds. You know, especially with a dual engine failure, because you become a free balloon at that point. And so you're going to start getting carried with the wind. That's where it gets a little tricky. But a single engine failure, you're not out of the sky. You know, you have time to assess the situation, run a checklist.
So I'm thinking the biggest emergency is probably solved with the Powerade bottle. Okay, yeah. This is awesome. Well, is there anything else you want to show, or what? Just kind of all regular stuff. You guys have a Sentry, so you're keeping track of traffic.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm assuming this is ADS-B in and out already, right? Because of what you're doing.
We can go IFR as well.
Oh, are you serious? Oh, yeah. I guess when things aren't, when you're not moving through the air real fast, you don't have to worry as much,
Yeah, it's not fun.
Have you gone IFR or IMC?
I did, as part of my training, I did 10 hours of airship under the goggles.
Okay.
So it's just not fun at all.
Yeah.
You're sitting there bobbing and weaving. And the difference is, you can be 15 degrees nose down, but you're still climbing.
Yeah, because of the, Yep.
It's just a whole different process,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, Jake, I appreciate you, buddy. You did a great job. Congratulations on your job. I'm jealous, except for I do have the best job in America because I build wings at Legend Aircraft. So you're gonna have to look us up after this. But anything else you want to say about your job, or what?
No, it's a really unique job. I'm happy to be here. You know, I'm glad to be part of such a small niche community. You know, and
yeah,
I'm just happy to be here.
There's less of these flying than there are Legend Cubs. So
yeah, there's very few of these. So it's nice to be a part of it.
Guys, and as you can see, the ground is just moving because we were just going back and forth and back and forth. All right, I'm ready to get out of here. You ready?
All right.
Oh, sorry about that. Do we need to tell him?
See, we just took a bunch of weight off.
Yeah, so now she's climbing. Hey, thank you for doing that.
The thing about the airship, it's a living being compared to an airplane. You know, we don't just park this thing and forget about it. You know, you don't just put it in a hangar, turn it off, and don't think about what you're
like it's an umbilical cord. Like this is life. That trailer is giving this thing life.
Yeah. So we have a watchman up here 24 hours a day.
What about when you're at home? There is a shutdown season, I assume, in wintertime, right?
It really depends just on the contracts, I guess. You know,
Yeah.
you can be on the road for months and months and months. Or
Okay.
you can go a little while. You can go months in between contracts.
Yeah.
You know, all depends, but
Well, that's amazing.
yes, someone is with this thing 24 hours a day.
Hey, let's walk over here really quick. So this works basically the same as a rudder, I assume, an elevator, right? Up here and then a rudder down here. And there's another one on top?
Yeah, horizontal and vertical things there.
Yeah.
And yeah, everything's mechanical. You can all see it.
Yeah, you can see all the wires. This is
Part of the
amazing.
frequency's making sure the wires are tangled up or crossed or anything.
That's got to be, it's pretty good
Our
size.
other ship is 178 feet long. The one in
Yeah,
the
that one's longer than this one then.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So this one holds 60,000 cubic feet of helium, and the other one is 170,000 cubic
Wow.
feet. So,
And you're certified for both?
yeah.
That's awesome. Well, hey, if somebody wants to reach out to your company to do advertising, just what do they do? Go online or what?
Oh yeah, we have a website. And
Here, you know it? We'll look at your hat. There you go, skyshipservices.com. So hey, before we leave, so this is the trailer. This is like the life support, huh? So the generator is just supplying power, or is that supplying air, or what is that doing?
yeah, so the generator is powering the photo unit and the electrical motor. So
Okay.
when it detects that the pressure is either too low, it'll cause the electric blower to kick on, feed air into the air balloon, which increases the pressure.
Okay, cool. So this trailer has to be with this thing at all times.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I see you guys have you guys got truck and trailers, and
Yeah.
how many people does it require to run a crew like this?
About 15 or
About
so.
15, wow.
Maybe this one's might be about 13, a couple less, but the bigger ship is probably 15, 16.
Okay.
So this mobile mast, hydraulic, so it folds down, picks up the truck, and these go. So,
I said umbilical cord. Is that a word I just made up, or do you guys call this umbilical?
oh no, so that orange hose right now,
Yeah.
we're actually shooting helium into the ship.
And is it
So,
called the umbilical?
helium hose?
Umbilical cord.
Sure.
So, we're gonna have to rename it because that's what I feel like it should be.
Yeah, it's, we're feeding the Blimp right now.
Yeah.
She needs some helium.
Awesome.
It has a slow leak rate. It's sealed very well, but it's really hard to contain helium. Over
Yeah.
time, it'll slowly seep out.
Oh, of course, like anything.
Yeah.
Awesome. I just realized I didn't give you guys a big view of it. So I'm gonna give you a big view of it as I'm leaving here, but hey, Jake was amazing. That was fun. That was so off the cuff that he was even willing to do that for us. So if you haven't yet, guys, make sure you like the video, subscribe. I know this is here at Sulphur Springs, but when we're out and about doing things, I don't mind getting videos like this, and hopefully you guys are enjoying it too. So let me know down in the comments what you think, and we'll see you guys on the next one. The next video will probably be us returning from Sun and Fun with the voiceover and stuff. I know it's not the most desirable thing, but people have said they want it, so I'm gonna put it up. I appreciate you guys, and back to the factory, back to work I go. And a matter of fact, I was showing him hey, look at this. This is what happens in the factory. You get dirty. So we'll see you guys on the next one.